Hello, good evening, and welcome to TC Network. I am Tingnay Tim Hoki bringing you today's news. Today's top headlines include MHS meeting Arambay Tinggol rages grave apprehension in resolving the protracted ethnic crisis in Manipur, says Kuki apex body. CBI filed charge sheet against 5 regarding the MPTC arms loot, CM's controls towards MHA revealed. News in details. The apex body of the Kuki tribes, the Kuki in Manipur, or the KIM, conveyed its profound disturbance over the recent meeting between representatives of the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Arambay Tinggol amid the persisting turmoil in the state. A situation largely orchestrated allegedly by the latter, considered a radicalized influential Meitei group. A special team of MHA headed by A.K. Misra landed on a special charter flight from Delhi at Imphal Airport on Monday afternoon at around 5:30 p.m. and straight away from the airfield met with the Arambay Tinggol leaders at the residence of Rajya Sabha MP Laisimba Sana Jauba. The MHA special team comprising advisor A.K. Misra, Joint Director IB Mandip Singh Tuli, and Joint Director SIB Imphal Rajesh Kambal was reportedly sent by Union Home Minister Amit Shah barely a few days after the Arambay Tinggol summoned a meeting of all Meitei MLAs and MPs at Kangla on January 24. The group had demanded the compulsory attendance of all the Meitei MLAs and MPs or face the consequences, while it had also warned that none of the MLAs and MPs should resign before the January 24 meeting, amid speculation about the possible resignation of the Chief Minister and MLAs in the social media and some mainstream media. The Arambay Tinggol leaders, Karaungan Bakuman, after the meeting with the MHA team, shared on his Facebook the specific demands raised during the meeting. The demands include strict NRC in the state with 1951 as the base year, abrogation of the SOO agreement with the Kuki militants, deportation of all Myanmarese refugees to Mizoram, border fencing, removal of Assam rifles, and replacement with other central forces, and delisting Kukis from the ST list. Alleging that it was founded and spearheaded by Rajya Sabha MP Laisimba Sana Jauba under the patronage of Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh. The Kuki in Manipur stated that the Arambay Tinggol is the principal architect of the ongoing elite state-sponsored and pre-planned ethnic cleansing campaign against the Kuki-Zo people. It also alleged that Arambay Tinggol bears direct responsibility for the elite's gruesome massacre of over 160 Kuki-Zo, the deliberate incineration of more than 200 Kuki-Zo villages, resulting in the forced displacement of over 41,425 people, owing to the complete obliteration of their homes and possessions. The Kuki apex body further alleged that Arambay Tinggol is illegally in possession of more than 6,000 sophisticated weapons and a significant stockpile of ammunition, purportedly provided by the Manipur state government, while the group is acknowledged for harboring valley-based insurgent groups or the VBIGs under its banner. Kim then stated that the unsettling meeting raised grave apprehensions regarding the MHS strategy for addressing the protracted ethnic crisis, now spanning 8 months. Furthermore, it seems fitting for the Ministry of Home Affairs to take decisive action against terrorist organizations like Arambay Tinggol, its patrons and sympathizers, given the multitude of anti-constitutional activities perpetrated by the organization that is responsible for the rape, mutilation, and immolation of hundreds of Kuki-Zo people, stated Kim. The Kuki in Manipur also implored the Ministry of Home Affairs to not only scrutinize the alarming situation, but also to proactively bring an end to the reign of terror imposed by entities such as Arambay Tinggol, its supporters, and those sympathetic to its elite chauvinistic cause. While conveying its unwavering trust in the government of India to safeguard the Kuki-Zo community from the oppressive dominion of elite's radical Meitei leadership, The Kuki in P Manipur stated that, firm in our conviction, the Kuki-Zo leadership stands resolute, prepared to ardently safeguard our collective indignity and unwavering integrity to the utmost extent. In the face of potential threats to our community's well-being, we stand united, pose, and confront any challenges that may jeopardize the cherished values and identity of the Kuki-Zo people, it added. The CBI has filed a charge sheet against 5 persons in regard to the looting of arms at Manipur Police Training Center, MPTC, last year. The FIR filed by Hengang Police Station was taken over by the CBI on June 2023. The CBI lodged a FIR against the following persons: Moirang Thimanan, Athokpam Kazid, Michael Laurakpam, Konthauzam Ramozit, and Kaysam Johnson. The case was submitted to Guwahati High Court in Assam. On the 16th of July 2023, CM N. Biren Singh had told The Hindu that 1,200 arms were already recovered. Even when the Union Home Minister Amit Shah questioned Mr. Biren on how much looted arms have been recovered so far, the CM, without any hesitation to lie, confidently gave false statement by saying that 1,600 looted arms have been discovered so far. Believing in the lies of CM Biren, Amit Shah, in his speech during the all-party meeting at Delhi, said that 1,600 looted arms had been discovered. But, according to the status report given by Manipur State Home Department on 1st August 2023 to the Supreme Court, only 197 looted arms had been recovered so far. Home Minister gave false report at the all-party meeting due to Biren's audacity to lie to the government to save himself and his people from their heinous crime. The looted arms recovered so far until 1st August 2023, as per report given by the State Home Department to the Supreme Court, was not 1,600 but 197, comprising of 121 arms, 70 bombs, and 104 rounds. This proves that the CM of Manipur, N. Biren Singh, did not hesitate to lie to the central government, and he had been feeding the central government with fake news by covering up all their atrocious acts and blaming it on the innocent Kuki-Zo communities, rendering them helpless both in the face of the state and central government, and forcing them to retaliate so. The CBI doesn't give any further information regarding recovery of looted arms in the state so far. The looted arms were returned only to the 8 IRB Special Commando. The 8 IRB CDOs CO arrange a feast for the people who return the looted arms and vote to serve along the Arambaitin goals. As such, the CDOs, IRBs, and Manipur Police had been joining forces with the valley-based insurgent groups like the Arambai Tengol and Meitei militants to attack the Kuki-Zo people. The most recent incident to prove that the state police forces support the Meiteis to suppress the Kuki-Zo communities was the incident at Moreh, where the Arambai Tengols and Meitei militants, donning police uniforms, carried out numerous atrocious acts towards the Kuki-Zo. Manipur stand Chin Kuki Mizo Mar. Manipur stand Chin Kuki Mizo Zomi Mar, MLS formally wrote to the Union Minister Amit Shah, pressing for the re-imposition of the Armed Forces Special Act in the valley. In a letter addressed to the Union Home Minister, the Kuki MLS said, on 21/1/2024, the legislators of the 12th Manipur Legislative Assembly signs members from Kuki-Zo Mar representative via a discursive signature of other non-Meitei MLAs adopted to the one-sided, misconceived resolution which moved to abrogate the ongoing political discourse between the suspension of operation group and the state and central government. This partisan decision is nothing but a sinister ploy to demean and tarnish the image of the SOO groups. Further, the letter mentioned the continued presence and reinforcement of Meitei personnel among the state commando forces in the Kuki-Zo border town of Moreh, and the proven embedding of suspected Meitei militants among the commando units is behind the violence in Moreh. It is strongly suggested that there will be peace and tranquility once all Meitei personnel from the state forces are withdrawn from Moreh and tribal police officers and personnel deployed, as is the case in Chorochandpur and Kangpopi districts, states the letter. Further, the MLAs in their letter to Amit Shah claimed that since the looting of arms and violence continues till that, the Assam Rifles and the Indian Army be given full powers to recover the arms looted from the State Police and IRB by reintroducing APSPA in the Manipur Valley as well. A Jawan of Assam Rifles fired at his colleagues in a campus in South Manipur before shooting himself on Wednesday, the Manipur police on its X-handle wrote. There has been an incident of firing by an Assam Rifles Jawan in an Assam Rifles battalion deployed close to the Indo-Myanmar border in South Manipur. As per police, one Assam Rifles Jawan opened fire on his colleagues, injuring 6 of them. All injured are non-Manipuris. Later, the individual shot himself. All injured have been evacuated to the military hospital for further treatment and are reported to be stable. In light of the ongoing ethnic strife in Manipur, it is important to share the details of the incident transparently to dispel any potential rumors and avoid any speculation. These unfortunate incidents should not be correlated with ongoing conflict, given the fact that none of the injured are from Manipur, reads the post from Manipur Police. Investigation into the incident has been ordered to ascertain the facts. All Assam Rifles battalions have mixed class composition, including those belonging to various communities from Manipur. All personnel have been staying and operating together, despite the polarization of society, to maintain peace and stability in Manipur. The identity of the victims was not mentioned in the statement. Today at around 1:30 p.m., the Crusader meets the local presses at Hotel Aesthetic Lamka. The main purpose of the meet was to bring the Jaw descendants under the Mizoram State Assembly, which is possible under the Article 3 of the Indian Constitution. This propaganda have been initiated on the 1st of December 2023, and so far, 13,000 applications have been distributed. The Crusaders further said that they had already talked once with the various tribe leaders of Lamka, such as ITLF, Jaw United, and Jat CSC, regarding this matter. The tribe leaders also said that this is the only solution we have as of now. The Crusaders also met with the CM of Mizoram, and they also submitted a memorandum to him. The CM response was that he did not have any say on the matter of separate administration, but will be able to put a say in regard to Jaw reunification. The Zoro also expressed their full support regarding this matter. The Crusaders also said that they also met with the former president of Mizoram, Zoramthanga, who also gave them their full support, and he further says the Jaw descendants in Manipur have been astray for so long, and that he will render help anytime. Biak Moon, Chairman Crusader, was in charge of giving the report, and he also requests the NGOs, tribe-level clubs, and others to give their full support. If anyone wants to give applications for or have any query, you may dial the given number 96126-74347 or 9233-961-834. The form are available at Smart Pro Hebron Veng, New Lamka, near Lanva Bridge, and it will also be made available online shortly.
Contact number 96126744347 le 9233-961-834 tumtoni na nahon tuzak ike thei we application form ahi le social media soft copy ahong ko khedinga lunglute ana print hiaka fill up thei mai ongi hi Waibana form de na Smart Pro Hebron Veng New Lamka near Lan Valley a Mutain submit hi igam leitang suata nadin kwa pe mai ibo chiklai pe win the Crusader to isai thei wood le panpi una nei ke adin contact number 96126744347 le 9233-961-834 tumtoni na nahon tuzak ike thei we application form ahi le social media soft copy ahong ko khedinga lunglute ana print hiaka fill up thei mai ongi hi Waibana form de na Smart Pro Hebron Veng New Lamka near Lan Valley a Mutain submit take he igam leitang suata ngadin kwa pe mai ibol thek sep thek chia swa aki manin kinung tuap dan siamin patian kinung chia tuap dan siam leng patianin ia dia abol atin gel imungei ding chi laman ahe.
The ITLF writes to the government of India regarding their displeasure about the scrapping of the Free Regime movement along the Indo-Myanmar border. The letter reads that the ITLF representatives are urging the government to reconsider their intention to scrap the Free Regime movement along the Indo-Myanmar border (IMB) and to fence along the IMB. The letter further reads that this decision is biased and against the interests of the tribal communities of Northeast India, especially those tribes that have equally large populations living on either side of the international border. Fencing of the border can inflict tremendous hardships on families living on either side of the international boundaries. The Free Regime movement had allowed the people on both sides to visit each other without visa or other documents up to 16 kilometers. It also reads that the FMR had facilitated the continuance of relationship between families living on either side despite the division of international boundary and allowed them to attend marriages, funerals, religious conferences, and so forth. Article 36 of the United Nations Declaration of Rights of Indigenous People, UNDRIP, has clearly laid down. Article 36(1) Indigenous peoples, in particular those divided by international borders, have the right to maintain and develop contacts, relations, and cooperation, including activities for spiritual, cultural, political, economic, and social purposes with their own members as well as other people across borders. 2. States, in consultation and cooperation with indigenous people, shall take effective measures to facilitate the exercise and ensure the implementation of this right. The letter again reads that, as per the provision of the above shown Article 36 of the UNDRIP, it is the bounden duty of the Union government to consult with the indigenous people and seek their cooperation before taking any step which may curtail their rights pertaining to their spiritual, cultural, political, economic, and social purposes. Hence, the Aden Declaration of the Union Government to scrap FMR and to construct fencing along the IMB is considered to be very biased. It seems that the government is working to facilitate the interests of just one chief minister and one community of a particular state. It is, therefore, prayed here that your good self shall be kind enough to listen to our prayer and take necessary steps to revoke or cancel the Union government's decision to scrap the FMR and also hold the construction of fencing along the IMB. Further, we promise that we shall take an active part and cooperate with the government in its efforts to curb illegal activities like drug trafficking, illegal immigration, etc. As Manipur remains on edge following last year's ethnic clashes between the non-tribal Meitei and the tribal Kuki-Zo communities, the state has seen a resurgence of extortion by armed men, once rampant across Imphal Valley, but which has shown a drop over the past few years following a decline in insurgency. This, as well as the increasing need for protection amid the violence, has prompted a surge in application for arms license among businessmen, government employees, contractors, and even farmers, among both Meitei and Pangals Muslims who live in the valley, intelligence sources told the Print. According to the sources, several valley-based insurgent groups and their volunteers are extorting money from the valley residents on the pretext of protecting the community from Kuki militants. Their targets range from real estate entrepreneurs, school and hospital owners, hoteliers, and even small shopkeepers and restaurant owners, as source said. Shaped like a ball, geographically, Manipur is divided into the hill and valley areas, while the Meitei dominated Imphal Valley occupies the central region. The southern hills are primarily inhabited by the Kuki tribes, and the northern hills are home to the Nagas. According to the officer quoted above, extortion had started to decline in 2003 and 2004, with only a few cases being reported by 2017-18. But cages are now learned to have gone up to previous levels. Extortion has become very rampant in the valley as the number of VBIGs have grown. There are many volunteers that they have inducted who are now physically extorting from businessmen, farmers, and even government servants. Earlier, there were few incidents and these extortions happened over the phone, but now it is happening physically, the sources said, adding that the groups have also started targeting drug lords for money and weapons. According to the source, while many people are giving money to serve their community, there are people who are giving in out of fear of social boycott. The insurgents, the source claim, were also using dummy or at times real grenades to threaten people to give them money and fund the fight. Those who are unable to give money are also sent young men to join the fight as volunteers, the source said. They are extorting money in the name of the Mayday cause. They tell their community that they have to strengthen themselves to fight the Kuki militants who are crossing over from Myanmar with sophisticated weapons, and people give in, a source said. What is dangerous is that people have started believing that these insurgents will save them. They have completely lost faith in the system, the source said. This, according to sources, is in contrast to the loss of public support for insurgents in the past few years. The police have arrested over 28 people in connection with cases of extortion in the past 3 months and have also started a helpline, but many are still reluctant to lodge a formal complaint, fearing their safety, the source said. According to sources in the security establishment, radical revivalist group Arambay Tenggol, as well as VBIGs, including the People's Liberation Army, armed wing of the Revolutionary People's Front, factions of the People's Revolutionary Party of Kang Leipak, the Kang Leipak Communist Party, the Kang Yawol Kana Loop, and factions of the United National Liberation Front are involved in such extortion in the Imphal Valley. The slow recovery of arms loaded during the violence and their availability in the black market are further causes of concern, said sources. The PRIN has reached Director General of Police Rajiv Singh over phone for comment on the rise in extortion cases and renew public support for insurgents, but did not receive a response till the time of publication of this report. Manipur has been on the boil since 3rd May 2023, when festering ethnic tensions between the dominant Meitei and tribal Kuki-Zo communities erupted into full-fledged violence. Police data shows that the death toll so far stands at 205, while 50,000 people have been displaced. Meitei's insurgency in Manipur rose in the 1960s as a result of simmering discontent in the aftermath of the merger agreement between the erstwhile Manipur King Maharaja Bodha Chandra and the Indian government in 1949. In 1964, the UNLF, the first and one of the most prominent insurgent groups, was founded. In November 2023, the separatist UNLF signed a peace deal with the Indian and state government, a development that Home Minister Amit Shah termed as a historic milestone. However, a faction of the UNLF is still active, says intelligence sources. Amidst the continuous onslaught of state-sponsored and pre-planned ethnic cleansing against the Kuki-Zo people, and the brazen declaration of war on June 7, 2023, by a convention of the radical Meitei leadership, it has grown imperative for the Kuki-Zo community to confront this formidable challenge with unparalleled caution and strategic consideration. To that regard, people of the Kuki-Zo community, encompassing individuals, groups, and civil society organizations, including federating and non-federating units of Kuki Inpi Manipur, are hereby earnestly urged to exercise caution and abstain from making unilateral decisions concerning the external affairs of the Kuki-Zo people. The Kuki Inpi Manipur, as the highest traditional institution and dedicated to the well-being of our community, shall stand as the ultimate authority in all matters related to the external affairs. Your cooperation in adhering to this advisory is anticipated and greatly appreciated. The Nagaland government will discuss with other northeastern states sharing border with Myanmar regarding the center's decision to fence the international border with the neighboring countries, said Deputy Chief Minister Y. Paton. Paton said this is on the sidelines of a program held at police headquarters here on Monday. Asked about the Nagaland government's stand and the state cabinet's meeting with Assam Chief Minister and convener of Northeast Democratic Alliance, Himanta Biswa Sarma, in Dimapur recently, he said the Nagaland government will be meeting other northeastern states sharing the Indo-Myanmar border and then will approach the center. We will be discussing the matter, fencing the border, with other northeastern states and approach the center of the Union government decision to seal the Indo-Myanmar border, he said. Meanwhile, Nagaland DGP Rupin Sharma said the state's government will try to convey its views and opinions on how to manage the border and free movement regime. The DGP said besides providing inputs, the state would also strive to better regulate the Indo-Myanmar border, taking into account national security in general, and addressing the emotions and sentiments of the people along the border for proper consideration. Union Home Minister Amit Shah on Saturday announced that the center has decided to fence the entire Indian-Myanmar border to stop the free movement of people. In an unfortunate turn of events, the ambulance which was carrying the injured Myanmar soldiers from the site of plane crash at Lengpui Airport met with an accident. The ambulance met with the accident after it got struck under a flyover at the Lengpui Airport. The flyover meant for passengers' entry into the airport was reportedly at a low height, due to which the ambulance got struck under its damaging the equipment and items inside the vehicle. Later, however, the ambulance was taken out from under the flyover. According to official sources, after receiving first aid at the hospital, all the injured soldiers were taken into Assam Rifles custody. No one has been in serious condition. The Myanmar Authority is expected to send another aircraft to repatriate the remaining Myanmar armies within a day or two. The Myanmar military plane met with an accident on January 23 after landing at Lengpui Airport in Mizoram. As per India Today notice, the military plane came from Myanmar to airlift the soldiers which had crossed the Indo-Myanmar border and entered Mizoram last week. Following the incident, Lengpui Airport was promptly closed, leading to the cancellation of all inbound and outbound flights to Mizoram. However, civil aviation officials have assured that flights will resume their regular schedule starting tomorrow. Meanwhile, Aviation Regulator Directorate General of Civil Aviation (DGCA) ordered an investigation into the Myanmar military plane crash, said a Mizoram government official. DGCA officials are anticipated to arrive in Aizawl from Kolkata to conduct a thorough investigation into the accident. Concurrently, the ambulance transporting injured soldiers became stuck under a flyover in a new airport construction. Additionally, other emergency vehicles had to be rerouted due to the low clearance of the flyover. Prior to the crash on the previous day, 184 Myanmar soldiers have been repatriated, and the crash plane intended to transport the remaining 92 soldiers back to Myanmar. In pursuance of the CEO Manipur's orders with the white letter number SVP 1/06/1 ELECED dated 10 January 2024 regarding celebration of the 14 National Voters' Days 2024, it is hereby notified for information of all concerned that 14 National Voters' Day 2024 shall be celebrated in the district under the theme Nothing Like Voting, One Vote for Sure, on the 25th January 2024 at the Conference Hall of Mini Secretariat, Tuibong at 2 p.m. It may be noted that during the NVD program, facilitation of newly registered voters by handing over of EPIC cards and voters' slips prescribed by the Election Commission of India and CEO Manipur shall be taken by all the participants of the celebration. All booth-level officials, BLOs of the district are also informed to organize NVD celebration program at their respective polling stations and distribute EPIC to first-time voters. Further, all BLOs are hereby informed to collect NVD materials from DC office on 24 January 2024 from 3 p.m. onwards without fail. That is all for today's news, and have a pleasant evening ahead.